The military intensifies its operation against the terrorist Abu Sayyaf Group following their encounter in Sulu that left 15 people dead and 24 others injured. Here's why from Dante Amento.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines admits that terrorism remains a threat. This is the reason why the military is not stopping at finding ways to solve the problem, especially in Sulu, which until now remains a stronghold of the Abu Sayyaf Group.
Yung last na briefing namin sa Manila, talagang inano ko doon na Sulu talaga ang medyo isang sa mga malaking problema natin. We are gaining headway in Tawi-Tawi, also in Basilan, but still, as I am saying, na dahil nga talagang ang Sulu ay isa sa pinaka parplang island natin, yan ang isa sa mga challenges na sinasabi namin sa West Mincom na we have to solve.
On Sunday, Galvez visited the soldiers who are members of the Joint Task Force Sulu in Camp Navarro General Hospital in Zamboanga City, who were injured in two separate encounters on Friday and Saturday. They were accorded with the Wounded Soldiers Medal and cash assistance. Based on the military's latest count of casualties, there were 5 soldiers killed in action and 24 wounded in action in the encounters. Meanwhile, 10 people were killed on the part of the rebels.
Malapitan Pagka malapitan ng firefight, so ang laki na probability talaga ng casualty. So nakita naman natin lumaban ang ating mga sundalo.
The AFP assures that their intensified operations will continue in order to rescue the remaining 6 hostages of the ASG. 4 of them are Filipinos and 2 foreigners, including a Dutch and Vietnamese national. Dante Amento, UNTV News and Rescue, Zamboanga City.
Meanwhile, Moro Islamic Liberation Front Chairman Hadj Murad Ebrahim makes history when he visited the headquarters of the Armed Forces of the Philippines today. Joanano tells us why.
For the first time in history, a top official of the Moro Islamic Liberation Front sets foot in military headquarters in Camp Aguinaldo. MILF Chairman Hadj Murad Ebrahim's visit comes more than a month before a plebiscite on the Bangsamoro Organic Law is set to be conducted. Murad was given arrival honors led by Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff Carlito Galvez Jr. General Galvez says the visit of the rebel group leader proves the MILF's trust and sincerity to the military. Murad also clarifies that they are not treating the military as their enemy, but rather the cases of oppression and injustice in the Bangsamoro community.
Let me be clear with our policy from the very beginning. We have never considered the armed forces of the Philippines or any soldier of the Republic as our enemy. What we have always considered as the enemy is oppression and injustice.
Murad and Galvez both vow to strengthen the MILF and AFP's cooperation to achieve enduring peace in Mindanao.
Ang namin is yung assurance, considering also that I will be retiring in the next I think 22 days. And I'm reassuring that the MILF that the Armed Forces of the Philippines will fully support, despite who will be the leader, all tactical considerations will be undertaken on the strategic implications of things on the peace process.
Now we see that there is a change of policy in the armed forces of the Philippines, and this policy is in line with the policy of the government to achieve peace.
The AFP and MILF are set to conduct a series of dialogues and create a joint peace and security team to fast-track the peace process. The MILF is also preparing for the upcoming plebiscite on the Bangsamoro Organic Law set in January 2019. The two parties are confident that the said referendum will be peaceful and orderly. They also ask for the cooperation of the Bangsamoro community.
In the plebiscite, it is more an exercise of just expressing the will of the people. So we hope that the violence may not be as bad as the regular elections in many cases.
General Galvez will serve as a consultant of the Office of the Presidential Advisor on the peace process for the upcoming plebiscite after his retirement in December. Joanano, UNTV News and Rescue, Camp Aguinaldo.